Start recording now. So g'day to everyone watching the replay. Hello to everyone that's joined us today. Guys, as promised, we're going to go through a little bit of the beginner's corner stuff. Want to go back through programs and memberships, and probably great timing too, because Tamara's just sent me a message about transitioning online. And I know there's some of you that are really keen for that. A little bit unsure of how to do it. Think you've got to build exorbitant websites and charge massive fees and do things like that. Not necessarily the case, but we'll go through that in a moment. To the Toowoomba team who had their Farmer Wants a Wife fundraiser on Saturday. Great job, guys. Does anyone here today, do you guys have a tally as to what we've raised so far? Tamara or Brittany, would you know? Brittany, you might know.
I have no idea, sorry.
Okay, Brittany doesn't know.
I think it's in the thousands. I think it might be maybe close to $3,000.
Yeah, I think Louis mentioned we were over $3,000, so I'm kind of hoping we're up around the 5 mark after the weekend and a couple of other things.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. Congratulations, guys. You've done a great job of that. And I know that was it Buy Bale I think we work for. I know that's one of the charities out there to do with the farmers. I know that they'll be very appreciative of your support. Okay, who's partaking in the 8-week challenge that's coming up starting just after the October holidays? Whose centre is a part of that? Dylan, I know you're creating one. Brittany, how's everything going with your challenge?
Yeah, really good. We've got most of the people that were shown interest in and signed up now.
Excellent.
Any people that weren't already members, they've come down for a trial and then signed up to do the challenge.
Fantastic. Does anyone... Awesome. Just while we're on the topic, and Dylan, I know that, and Will, obviously, everything that we're going through, as much as some of the content we go through might be sort of studio and centre focused, bear in mind that a lot of what we go through you can take and actually utilise yourself for your own business sake. So sort of keep that in mind as we go through some stuff today. Dylan, did you have any questions for me with regards to putting your challenge together, buddy, for Summerton Park, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Not at this stage because I haven't really been putting it together just yet. So when I start to do that, I'm sure questions will arise. Excellent.
Okay. Today's really for you, buddy, and obviously everyone that's talked to me about everyone that's talked to me in recent times. Will, the other offer that I've just remembered. For everyone new that comes through, and look, I do open this to everyone, but of course, for those of you new and starting out, getting back into the game, I do offer a free 30-minute strategy session to help answer any questions and help to set you up. So by all means, feel free to shoot me a private message afterwards, and we can sort of time for later this week if that's something that you're interested in. But today, guys, what ideally I want to go through is what happens next after your irresistible offers. Now, I know that Tamara's done a great job with Mama to Milk. I know Brittany's done a great job with hers. Dylan's done a great job with drop a dress size. The question today is what happens next. So what I did want to touch on is the actual setup of your longer-term programs and actually how we do that with regards to membership. So, guys, I'm just going to share my screen, and I'm going to hope that this works. Let's start here. Okay, can everyone see that? There we go. We have liftoff. All right. So pretty simply, guys, obviously what we're looking at here, programs and memberships. In an orchard full of apples, be an orange. What do you think I mean by that?
Stand out.
Stand out from the crowd. How do we stand out from the crowd?
Be unique.
Be unique. Be yourself. Do things in your own way. Absolutely, 100%. Okay. The one thing that we acknowledge at this time of year, who's seen bikini body challenge, beach body challenge, get ready for summer, get fit for summer, summer this, summer that? Who's seen all of that terminology floating around? Great opportunity to do something different, guys. Now, of course, I'm talking more here at what you do long term. I'm talking more here about once we bring people into our business from an irresistible offer viewpoint. Okay, we're actually going to go through that in our strategy session, so don't feel like you're missing out. All of the pieces of the puzzle will fit after we chat. What we're looking at here is obviously creating some stability in our business. What we're looking at here is creating something that removes the temptation of selling sessions. Okay, we're looking at removing the temptation to sell sessions, and for this reason, if I charged $100 for 2 sessions a week, and Brittany charged $80 for 2 sessions a week, what would most people pick? They'd pick the 80, wouldn't they? They'd pick the cheaper one. So guys, my first question to you is, who wants to be the cheap PT? No one. No one wants to be a cheap PT. We want to, we want to know our worth, absolutely. But the most important thing here is that we're selling the journey and the experience to achieve the desired result. So ultimately what we're doing here is we're selling the result. And as we go through now, as I sort of just mentioned there, there's 2 trains of thought when it comes to PT. A lot still sell cost per session. So it's $100 a week for your 2 sessions. It's $50 a session. It's $150 for 3 sessions. Rather than, well, our memberships to our Mummy Mojo project or our memberships to our complete body overhaul start at this much. Or what I suggest and what I prescribe is that the body overhaul program is the best program for you. And what ideally I'd like to start you on is seeing us twice a week. Okay, so we're going to go through a little bit of this now. So let's go through, obviously, cost per session versus investment for result. I'm just going to minimize the side of my screen here, guys, so I can read the whole lot. There we go. All right, so cost per session. Now, guys, if you want to take a screenshot of this, you can, but remember that you've got this PowerPoint presentation in the chat thread, obviously in the PT Coaching Crew chat thread. Guys, what's mine is yours and what's yours is yours. Take it, use it, and obviously get the most out of it to make sure that we're setting your business up for long-term success. And more importantly still, that you are setting your clients up so that we can promote progression. We're going to touch on that in a moment. Okay. So cost per session, we're putting the emphasis on the session only to achieve the result. Now, guys, you know as well as I do that it takes a hell of a lot more than 2 sessions a week or 1 session a week to achieve results, doesn't it? We've got the nutrition components. We've got the lifestyle components. We've got the mindset components. Okay, you guys are doing a great job with Mindset TV, by the way. Loving listening into some of those videos, so well done. Okay. 2, it allows the consumers to compare price with other competitors. That's what we've just gone on there. So Brittany at $80 for the 2 sessions and me at $100. Some people will go, well, Bose must be better because he's charging more. That's the flip side. But most people are going to say, well, you know what? It's the same thing. I'm going to go with Brittany for $80 a week. Okay. It positions you as a generalist. Why does it position you as a generalist? Because all you're doing is selling something generic, which is a session. Okay. Whereas what, obviously, go back to how we started today, in an orchard full of apples, be an orange. Okay. We're looking to stand out from the crowd. It limits the experience for the client. Now, what do we mean by that? Well, what we're painting here is a picture that you're just going to roll up a couple of times a week and see me. And that's how PT goes. There's no added interaction. There's no social events. There's no community. There's no culture. There's no atmosphere, environment within your business. So we're limiting the picture that we're painting for the client rather than, as we saw earlier, really painting the journey and the experience for them to achieve their health and fitness goal. Okay. It limits our ability to retain the client because they feel like they're handing over money per session instead of investing in a program, investing in a result. Okay. How often, guys, when you start a program, let's say when you did your PT certs, and obviously some of you, so Brittany, you're not long out of college. How many of you went, okay, yep, great. I'm enlisted in cert 3 and 4. I know that my course goes for this long, and I know that I've got this many payments to pay off my course. People don't waver at that. What they do waver at is constantly having that expense that's rolling over, whether it's via cash, even via direct debit. Okay, so we're limiting our ability to retain the client. Okay, we're not painting them the whole picture. It limits our ability to create a community within the business. Why? Because people feel like they're only rocking up per session. We're not adding the fact that we've got social events, and there is an element of expectation there for people to be part of the whole business, the VIP group, the Super Saturdays, the Farmer Wants a Wife challenges, all of those types of things that we do at PLC. We're really limiting our ability to create a community. Okay. And of course, given all of the above, what it does do is limit our ability to create long-term financial stability because we're not locking anyone in for a period of time because we're not getting them to commit and stay the course. Okay. Let's look at the difference when we now look at the investment for result or investment in a program. Okay, number one, it emphasizes our holistic approach to achieving the result. So here's where we're prescribing our program that includes obviously the exercise component, which includes a nutrition component, a lifestyle and mindset component. Okay, guys, one really key piece of advice that I'll give you here in setting up your programs is this. The PT sessions are only one bullet point to how you can help people. The more you key into that, the more success you're going to have. Okay. 2, it minimizes the consumer's ability to compare because you have a unique offering. As we said before, what do you think our "in an orchard full of apples be an orange" stands for? This gives you an ability to stand out. Some of you have been doing drop a dress size projects. Some of you have been doing mama to milk. Some of you have been doing hot mama for summer. I would guarantee that there are very few businesses in your area that are doing similar type programs. I would say that the majority right now have set up a 6-week challenge ready for the spring. They're going to run it through the September holidays, which isn't going to be very beneficial because we know the holidays are on and they're probably struggling. They've had some practice at this one. 3, it positions you as the specialist. So really important here. Why does it position you as the specialist? Because by setting up programs, what we are now doing is showing that we understand our market. That we're not just flogging sessions, that we're not just selling PT. What we're actually selling is a program that is going to help them achieve results. We're selling a journey and an experience in our business. Okay, hence the next point. It enhances the experience for the client, setting our programs and memberships up in this way, because they feel like they're getting more than just 2 hours of PT or an hour of PT once a week. Okay, it improves our ability to retain the client. Why? Because we've got them in on slightly longer term. We're also painting the picture that this is a program, that this is a step-by-step process, that this is methodical, that in terms of this, what it does do for us, and guys, really important tip here, what it also does for us as a professional is give us time to work through some particular programming or some particular nutritional tips aren't necessarily working for your client. You've got the opportunity and time to change those and tweak things a little. Okay. And obviously with that being the case, it gives us the ability to retain them because they're going to achieve a much better result. Okay. Investing for result gives us an ability to create a community within our business. Why? Because we've painted the big picture. We've painted the whole picture, the social events, the interaction, the engagement, the VIP groups, potentially utilizing semi-private PT, access to our groups, all of those things that encourage people to interact and engage with one another. Okay. And of course, given that we're setting things up in a program format, it is going to allow us to set things up long-term and create some financial stability. Okay, does that all make sense, guys? Is that a bit of a different way of looking at things than what you guys are probably accustomed to?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Gives heaps of clarity.
Awesome. Now, Tamara, just on the online PT side of things, this is very, very applicable for what you want to do, and we're going to get to this is all going to tie in a moment, so stay tuned.
Awesome. Thanks.
Cool. So, next step here is that when we create our programs, it's obviously all about value. Okay, we're talking about a holistic approach. We're talking about making our program a one-stop shop for people. Okay, so we're looking at things like additional guidance. We're looking at some guidance with nutrition. We're looking at the mindset side of things. We're looking at helping them have a more active lifestyle, or even be able to make their lifestyles pain-free. How many people come to you with a sore back, a sore neck, all lifestyle related because they're spending their days in front of tech machines, and they've got conditions like tech neck, lower cross syndrome, etc. Okay, the additional support and accountability that comes with being part of a program, we can have that. Of course, we can offer that within what we do. Okay, our tracking tools that we use can be very much a part of what we offer here too. I know some are using MyFitnessPal, some use Trainerize, some use your own apps. That's great, guys. Whatever you're using, again, what we track and measure grows. So really important that we have something there. The other thing too is, as we've touched on in previous sessions, the other important thing too with our tracking tools is that it gives us an ability to review our clients' progress, reset their goals if need be, and get them referring because they've achieved such great results that they want to share that with someone else. Okay. Of course, we've talked about the educational side of things and the social side of things in the form of events, but the other goodies that we can add to our programs can be things like gift vouchers. What a great way that when we sign someone up, we give them a couple of gift vouchers to refer a friend or family member. Or at the end of their first 30 days, we hand those gift vouchers out and get them referring some new people through off the back of the great results that they've achieved. Okay, some other member benefits. Now, I know with our farmers charity fundraiser that we went out in the local community and got involved with some local businesses. Guys, building your relationships with them is a wonderful way not just to, again, improve your status within the community, but probably better still, it's a great way to add some benefits and add some more value to your memberships. For example, if you've got a relationship with a Lorna Jane, a cafe, what else have we got? Maybe a shoe shop, maybe another apparel provider, sup stores and things like that. Thank you. What you're able to do here is add value to your memberships by saying, well, if you go to this business and that business, you might get X amount off, you might get a percentage off, you might get a loyalty card with cafes and things like that, exclusive to you and your business. Okay. The last one there is a money back guarantee. Now, the money back guarantee, I think, is a really clever one to have in there for this reason. I love to stipulate that if you follow everything that we do and don't get a result, we'll give you all of your money back. Now, the beauty of that is that most people won't do everything that you say you do, which means you'll never give your money back. But what I would also guarantee is that if they do everything you say and you prescribe them and recommend that they do, they will achieve a result in some way, shape or form. I think everyone agrees with that, whether it's they've got more energy, they're sleeping better, they've dropped the dress size, they're more active, they're in less pain, etc. Okay. In terms of how we set up our memberships, of course, direct debit for me is king with this. Okay, direct debit's absolute king. Whether you take a weekly or fortnightly payment, most people get paid weekly or fortnightly. And the minimum term here is important because this helps to position you as the specialist. My recommendation, guys, you want at least 12 weeks with a client to get the results that they're after. In fact, a lot of programs now are going 16 weeks and beyond, just so that we're giving two things. A, we're getting the commitment, but two, we're giving ourselves the time to help the client achieve the lifestyle change, the habit change, and for you to correct anything that needs to be tweaked. Okay. I think all in all, the beauty of programs and memberships, guys, does that make sense so far? Just before I cover off on this bit. Yeah, sounds good. A little bit of a different way to look at things. I think all in all, there's three things here that our programs encourage to happen in our business. One, we know that people want to feel like they're a part of something. Two, we know people want to feel loved and respected. And three, people want to feel included. Setting yourself up with programs and having people join your programs under a particular membership is going to ensure that this happens. They're going to feel a part of the they're going to feel a part of the team. They're going to be loved and respected because they're part of that. And of course, by being a member of the team, they're going to feel included. Okay. And obviously there's some great social proof as to just how successful this can be. Now, while I've got this slide up, a couple of extras that I'm going to add here. Obviously, we've talked about, and Will, as I've sort of stated before, we've talked about our irresistible offers. We're going to go through that later this week with you. But for those of you that have done your 30-day $97 offers, obviously the next step now for you, which is why why we're going through what we are today, is to sign people up to something longer term. Now, guys, I'm going to ask you a question. Guys, feel free to pull yourself off mute. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say that 8 out of 10 people that come to you want to lose a bit of. Anyone can jump in. Weight. There we go. Now, here's the thing. A couple of really big tips with this one. And again, this is why it's such a great refresher for all of you here today and for those of you watching the replay. We know it's not about losing weight, right? We know it's about building lean muscle. We know it's about body recomposition. We know it's about burning fat. Yeah, we know that that's what it is. Now, 8 out of 10 people are coming to you saying, I want to drop a bit of weight. So my encouragement to you is use the terminology because that's what your market knows. Really important marketing tip here. Talk about weight, talk about tone, talk about diet. Why? Because that's what your market is speaking. That's the terminology your market is using. Okay, I'd say 8 out of 10 people that come to you, yeah, well, you know what, Will, I just want to lose a bit of weight, mate. just want to drop a bit of weight. And I would say, Dylan, 8 out of 10 females that come to you would say, Dylan, you know what, I just want to tone up a bit. And tomorrow I'd say 8 out of 10 women would come to you and say, you know what, I think I've tried every single diet out there and none of them work. Yep. So again, strong encouragement here. And I encourage this with your content and everything that you're posting through social media. Really important that you use the language that your market's using. Okay. So with that in mind, let's have a think about some of the programs that we do want to be setting up in our business. Look, first things first, guys.
Sorry, Bo. Can I just ask a question there?
Sure.
So where would you draw the line then between, like, yes, using language that your clients are going to be using and that they're familiar with, but also re-educating them and positioning yourself as the expert without overwhelming them with knowledge or anything like that?
It's a great question. And I think it depends who your target market is. So for me, if our target market was mums and we knew that their understanding of achieving a health and fitness goal wasn't so great, I'd be more than happy to use weight, and I'd be more than happy to use weight loss in my explanation. If I was targeting mums that did have an understanding and already had a prior education, I would be more than happy to use things like I'd be more than happy to use things like fat loss or fat burn and lean muscle gain and such terminology, purely and simply because they have a better idea. So I think ultimately it comes down to who you're looking to target. If we're looking to target a bit of a crawler's market in the sense that they don't have a great deal of knowledge around what it is that we're offering, I'm more than happy to lose weight. I'm more than happy to use weight and tone. If they have an understanding, that's where I want to be using more of my again, education and my knowledge around fat loss, lean muscle gain, etc. Does that help?
Gotcha. So for myself, because my target market is more for mums that have never really done any fitness or health or anything like that, and they're wanting to improve their mindset, I wouldn't even bother trying to use any sort of like technical terms or anything like that, because it's irrelevant.
Not in the outset. Great question. Not in the outset. Ideally, I want to bring them in because they want to lose some weight. They want to tone up. Once they're in my business, that's when the education process starts. Now, the other thing I would encourage you to do is this. You can, from time to time, sprinkle through your content some higher level knowledge around, you know what, girls, it's not all about the scales. And they're going to go, oh, what do you mean? And that's where you can educate them about, and again, it's only in snippets, but you can educate them about the fact that it's all about fat loss, not weight loss. You can educate them about the fact that lifting weights won't make them huge. So you can drip feed that type of knowledge through very, very slowly. But I think your bigger, in terms of marketing an offer or an opportunity that you would have for them, as an example, to market your online program, which might be Mama to MILF Online. I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. Let's say Mama to MILF Online. You might say that you're looking for 10 mums in this area, or you might say you're looking for 10 mums who are wanting to lose X amount of weight or wanting to tone up. And once you've got them, and once you've got them in your business, that's where the education process starts. Okay, cool. So back to our programs. Look, guys, I think ideally we want as a base, I would anticipate that most people's goals are going to be around losing weight. So you definitely want to have one for weight loss. Now, whether that's a body overhaul, a body composition, a total transformation, you guys can come up with the terminology. As I say, in an orchard full of apples, be an orange. Second thing, not everyone wants to lose weight. Okay, not everyone wants to lose weight. There are some people that want to get fitter and stronger. There are some people who might want to shape their booties. There are some people that might want to work on their deadlift. I'm not quite sure. But I would say that those results are probably more down the lines of performance or lifestyle. So I want to have a performance or a lifestyle type of program. Okay. Obviously, the third one that we'll have is that irresistible offer, which again, we'll go through later this week. But obviously, that's our entry level, 30 days, $97. And I think the other thing to be mindful of is that there's no problem having a fourth program, which again, you make even more specialized around your target market. For example, if you were working with corporate office workers, I would be wanting something that's like and again, I'm going to generalize here. I'd be wanting something that probably helps to correct posture, that you might talk about, having sore backs and things like that, because it's very specific to that market. Okay, so 3 to 4 programs as a starting point is fantastic. Okay, I think that's a really good starting point for everyone. Okay, of course we've covered off on the direct debit membership stuff. We've covered off on obviously the fact we want to use that as our payment structure. Okay, next week, obviously, guys, what we're going to go through is the consultation process, so that I can take you through obviously how all of this works. Okay, now before I get to Tamara's question about online PT, does anyone have any questions about what we've gone through today? Does that all make sense? Does anyone want to throw anything at me?
No, that's all awesome. Thank you, Bo.
Cool. Brittany, did that all make sense? Because I can see the boys, I can't see you.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. Thank you.
Okay, cool. So obviously this is what we want to use when we want to use one of our longer term programs when we upsell people from our irresistible offer products or projects. Okay. Now, whether we do this in person or whether we do this, so Tamara, to answer your question, now Tamara's asked about how do I transition online? Now, here's the best part about what we've gone through. You can use irresistible offers online. You can use long-term programs online. The thing to decide when we go online, guys, is how much support and contact time are you going to give people? Now, obviously, the online world is huge, and you've got massive, massive scope here to do essentially whatever you want. One thing that obviously some of the ideas out there at the moment are things like building membership sites, where you give people access to videos and workouts and programs that people can sift their way through, and they pay a very small membership fee per week. If we're looking to do something that's more individualized, something that's more down the lines of programming and working with people, but maybe obviously not from a face-to-face viewpoint, you might catch up for a phone call once a fortnight or once a month. That's where I want to be setting up, again, programs and memberships very similar to what we have here. So Tamara, to answer your question, depending on what it is that you want to develop, not a lot has to change here. What will change is a couple of things. A, the fact that you need time to sit down with them and devise what it is they want to achieve, devise what they need from an exercise viewpoint, a nutrition viewpoint, and obviously anything to do with their mindset, which you would incorporate into Mama to MILF anyway. Obviously then the next step would be, well, how much support are they going to need? And that's where what you can do, the difference is, of course, the frequency of support. So I would say weekly as a starting point for mums starting out is probably a really good starting point. I'd say a mum who's a little bit more advanced might only need to talk to you once a fortnight, maybe even once a month. Now, obviously, the more contact time that you have with people, the more you're going to charge per week. So as an example, I would suggest that if you're catching up with people fortnightly and you're catching up with them, let's say for 30 to 45 minutes, you're probably going to charge them around that $49 a week mark. Because of course, part of that is going to include part of that is A, your time, B, your work to program them, C, your time to keep them accountable using chat threads and groups throughout the week, and D would be time that you take to offer more education through your VIP group. Okay? So Tamara, to answer your question, not a lot needs to change. So from a transition viewpoint, not a lot needs to change. The big decision that you want to make is how frequently are you going to catch up with and support your mums? And then obviously we charge accordingly. So you might have some mums that come on they might start weekly that then transition fortnightly. You might have some mums that come on and they're just part of a group that you catch up with once a month. Again, what the level of support will come down to is their level of experience and who exactly that target market is.
Yeah, awesome. I think my first, because I'm just used to the face-to-face thing. I know that's my like my key service that I offer.
Yes.
I guess my concern was like, what other than like programming and the online accountability and maybe like a catch-up phone call once a week, I wasn't sure what services I could actually provide, because I still want to be able to, you know, have the impact that I'm having now face-to-face, but actually like creating, you know, my list of services that I'm actually going to provide. I was like, how do you actually,
100%. And that's where I think using the live, obviously Facebook Live within your group, you're able to facilitate, or even what we're doing here today using a Zoom call, you're able to facilitate some great education. I think, you know, part of your services can include, and guys, everyone can take this. This isn't just for Tamara. Everyone can use things like this. That is interviewing interviewing some of your other mums that have had great results, interviewing some allied health professionals, whether it's around women's health, whether it's around men's health, if you're working with men, whether it's around allied health professionals like chiropractors, podiatrists, physiotherapists, whether it's around, you know, some guests, maybe some ambassadors, people that you've aligned yourself with, obviously some further education from your viewpoint in terms of specific exercises, maybe even the opportunity to do a session with you, which might be, Tamara, from your mum's example, might be more of a pelvic floor, abs, buns and thighs or core type of session, where you can have your mums tune in at a particular time once a month or once a fortnight, and they get to flick up the group, you go live, and everyone can tune in and do the workout. So there's lots of different things there that you can do from an online perspective. And obviously the beauty of that too is you can use some of those add values to recruit new people into your group to be part of that experience for the given night or for the given presentation, and look to obviously upsell them. The key with online, of course, will be your lead magnet. No different to what we do with our irresistible offers face-to-face. And one of the things that, or a couple of the things that people are using at the moment, obviously, yes, the irresistible offer, but also free challenges. You probably noticed the 28-day squat challenge or a 28-day abs challenge and things like that. They're little things that people transitioning online are now using at the moment too as a way to generate some brand new leads.
awesome, cool.
Okay. Cool. All right. Does anyone have any other? I'm going to stop sharing. There we go. Cool. Does anyone have any other questions for me? Will, did that all make sense? Oh, Rob's just joined us. Good timing, mate. You missed all the good stuff.
Yeah, it was good. Yes.
Yep. All makes sense? Cool. Dill, all makes sense, buddy?
Yeah. The whole process.
Yep. Okay. Now here's the thing, and I'm gonna and I will finish off on this because I think this is a really important point to finish. So keep your pens handy. Most important thing here with our programs is that we promote progression. Promoting progression. What's promoting progression? Well, promoting progression is as simple as this. Let's say we use our irresistible offer to kickstart someone in our business. So a drop a dress size. Then once they complete drop a dress size, the next step is that they need to go to, let's say they still wanted to lose 10 kilos. Right, we're going to put them onto our body overhaul project. Then once they lose the 10 kilos, my next question is, okay, well, what happens next? Do people just go, well, that's it, I'm out? Or do we go, okay, what's the next goal? And Rob, you might say to me, well, Bo, you know what? I'd love to go and do a Spartan race. Well, Rob, that's great. You know what we need to do? We need to flick you over to our performance program. And this is what we're going to do. Spartans in 10 weeks. This is what we're going to do. Boom, 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 boom. Rob's like, yep, cool. I'm in. Let's go. Here's the thing, guys. You know you're doing your job well as trainers and achieving results with your clients when people are progressing from a weight loss program to more of a performance or lifestyle program. So if we set our business up in that way, and guys, my encouragement to you in your consult process is to actually take your clients through that journey and paint the whole picture for them. You know what, we're going to start here, but after this amount of weeks, our goal is to get you from this program to that program, because in that program we cover boom, 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 and get them excited. Get them pumped up, get them excited for what's to come. And that's how you keep them engaged. That's how you keep them accountable. Okay, so my really last important tip, let's ensure that our programs promote progression within your business. Okay. Will, if you'd like to shoot me a PM, more than happy to catch up this week for a bit of a chat. strategy session. Guys, if you've got some more questions around programs, memberships, g'day, Snoozer in the background. We see this little head popping over Dill's shoulder. There he is. Guys, if you have any more questions, of course, flick them through the chat thread. You've got the PowerPoint notes in there. I'll upload the video very, very soon. Keep up the great work, hey? Have a great week. And what I will say with this time of year, it is a brilliant time. A lot of you will have your 30-day projects coming to an end from September. Set your programs up, know your market, upsell them to something longer term. And guys, the best thing is, if you do this properly, you'll retain your clients all the way through Christmas and beyond. And I'll show you how to do that next week.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you soon.